The dovecot was perched in the top of one of the citadel's highest towers, streaked inside and out with centuries of droppings, and through its many windows a chill wind blew. As Mother Gundring's apprentice, feeding the doves had been Yarvi's task, feeding them and teaching them the messages they were to speak, and watching them clatter into the sky to take news and offers and threats to other ministers about the shattered sea. From the many cages ranked around the walls they looked down on him now, the doves, and one great bronze-feathered eagle, which must have brought a message from the High King in Skeckenhouse, the one person in the lands around the shattered sea who had the right to make requests of Yarvi now. Yet here he sat against the dropping speckled wall, picking at the nail on his shriveled hand, buried beneath a howe of demands he could never fulfill. He had always been weak, but he never felt truly powerless until they made him a king. He heard shuffling feet on the steps, and Mother Gundring ducked through the low doorway, breathing hard. "I thought you'd never get here," said Yarvi. "My king," replied the old minister, once she had the breath. "You were expected before the Gods' Hall." "Aren't the tunnels meant for a king's escape?" "From armed enemies? From your family, your subjects, not to mention your bride-to-be, less so." She peered up at the domed ceiling, at the gods painted there as birds taking to a brilliant sky. "Were you planning to fly away?" "To Catalia, perhaps, or the land of the Alyuks, or up the divine river to Kalyiv." Yarvi shrugged. "But I don't have two good hands, never mind two good wings." Mother Gundring nodded. "In the end, we must all be what we are." "And what am I?" "The King of Getland." He swallowed then, knowing how disappointed she must be, how disappointed he was himself. In the songs, great kings rarely crawled off to hide from their own people. He caught sight of the eagle as he looked away, huge and serene in its cage. "Grandmother Wexen has sent a message." "A message?" echoed one of the doves in its scratching mockery of a voice. "A message, a message." Mother Gundring frowned up at the eagle, still as a stuffed trophy. "It came from Skeckenhouse 5 days ago. Grandmother Wexen sent to ask when you would arrive for your test." Yarvi remembered the one time he had seen the first of ministers, a few years before when the High King had visited Thorby. The High King had seemed a grim and grasping old man, offended by everything. Yarvi's mother had been obliged to soothe him when someone did not bow in quite the manner he liked. Yarvi's brother had laughed that such a feeble little wisp-haired man should rule the shattered sea, but his laughter died when he saw the number of warriors that followed him. Yarvi's father had raged because the High King took gifts and gave none. Mother Gundring had clicked her tongue and said, "The wealthier a man is, the more he craves wealth." Grandmother Wexen had scarcely left her proper place at the High King's side, ever smiling like a kindly grandparent. When Yarvi knelt before her, she had looked at his crippled hand and leaned down to murmur, "My prince, have you considered joining the ministry?" And for a moment he had seen a hungry brightness in her eye which scared him more than all the High King's frowning warriors. "So much interest from the first of ministers," he muttered, swallowing an aftertaste of that day's fear. Mother Gundring shrugged. "It is rare to have a prince of royal blood join the ministry." "No doubt she'll be as disappointed as everyone else that I've taken the black chair instead." "Grandmother Wexen is wise enough to make the best of what the gods serve her, as must we all." Yarvi's eyes slid across the rest of the cages, seeking a distraction. Pitiless though they were, the eyes of the birds were easier to bear than those of his disappointed subject.